What is up, everyone? So today I have a massage gun for your muscles. We're going to go over its price point, its features, and whether or not you should buy it, and why I chose to buy the M9 Pro. So let's get into this review and see what it's all about. So you may be wondering why I'm doing a review on a massage gun, and it's because I had some tender muscles and some kinks in my neck that I wanted to kind of mitigate. And I didn't want to spend a fortune on a massage gun, of course. That's why I purchased this one. We'll get into the price point in a little bit and why this thing is amazing for what it is, okay? And I didn't want to have to go to a chiropractor every time got a kink in the neck or a lower back pain. So I went ahead and looked into buying a massage gun, but I didn't want to spend, you know, $100 to $150 all the way up, you know, for the professional grade stuff. I wanted to stay in under $100 and get a quality build. And this is the thing I found based on reviews. It's kind of crazy. I was looking at YouTube videos and people reviewing a lot of massage guns, and they had issues with a lot of them, okay? This one here in particular has an amazing build quality. I purchased this for 40 bucks, and by all means, it is as good, if not better, than some of the ones that come in at that $100 to $200 range. And it's lacking really two features in this whole thing that makes it top of the line material. All right, so this is called the Othermax M9 Pro. Okay, QR code, all this stuff. It's matte black. I don't really do unboxings, as you all know, but the way this is presented to you is really nice, and it's simple. Simplicity is everything, you know. It tells you what everything does in a simple format, and it looks clean. That's cool, okay? Of course, they give you your little foam so that way it doesn't damage the stuff, and this is what it comes with inside, okay? So we'll start pulling some of this stuff out and actually going over not what it does particularly, but I'm going to show you what features it comes with, and then as well as why I chose this. So let's start with removing some of the panels. Okay, so you have your power brick here, okay, with this style connector. Nothing fancy, just a regular power brick. And then we'll start over here. This is using some Kaizen foam, and Kaizen foam, if you didn't know, it has layers, so that way you get precise cutouts and you can add depth to whatever it is you're removing, so that way things could stick up or push all the way in depending on how you want it displayed. Like these are shallower than this one here and this one here, so this one, the layers are removed all the way in, whereas this, the layers are removed only probably halfway, so that way you could reach this and pull it out, okay? This is one of the attachments you get. It's hard plastic here, so it's hard, as you could tell. You could hear it, okay? And then it has an O-ring here, and then it tapers down to add to your M9 Pro. Also, I don't believe Othermax is the only brand that makes the M9 Pro. I think it's just a brand that people purchase, and then they, you know, call it whatever they want. But it is an M9 Pro I've seen consistently. You have this flat style head here, and it kind of domes, so it is convexed a little bit. And you got an O-ring there, so that's that one. That one's hard plastic as well. And as you can see, they just cut out the whole thing, but they reinserted this, so that way when this goes in, like so, it sits up a little bit and doesn't push all the way down, or it's not really loose in there, okay? So that's pretty nice that they used this Kaizen foam for display. Now you have also a fork style muscle kneader, I guess you could call these. And they also have a rubber grommet here, or a rubber washer, and that's just to take up some of the vibration when it's pounding away. You got your rubber O-ring, same plastic okay? You have this foam head ball, same concept here, and this is foam. It's a real dense foam, so this works really well to knead out your muscles because it applies enough pressure for you to really dig into them without bruising you. And I feel like this one works the best in my opinion. Then you have this one here. It's hollow inside. This is a rubber tip. So from here to here is all rubber. These bases are all the same. And what this allows you to do is allow some collapse. So it gives you the ability to, when it's pounding away, to let air out through the inside. So that way it's not harsh on your muscles. So it's more of it's not a kneader. It's more of like a nice movement of muscle. So that way it doesn't like really dig into your muscle, but it gives enough pressure to actually get the knots out. If you're sensitive, this one will probably be your best bet. Sensitive, like have sensitive skin. If you're okay with, applying a lot of pressure, I prefer this one. These, I feel like these are a little rough because they're hard plastic. And then you have the device itself. When I purchased this came in at 40 bucks. I purchased a few of these because I did give them as gifts. It came in at 40, 50, and I believe the most I spent on one was 55, okay? But since then, I have seen them go up to that $80 range, which is still a phenomenal price for what you get here. So let's go over the weight and the size of this. Okay, so the weight of this is pretty substantial. If you drop it, it's gonna make a thud, okay? You could clock someone over the head with this and it will probably knock them out. This thing is heavy, and that's a good thing. It does say lightweight here, but in reality, this thing has weight to it. There's batteries in the handle that are fully integrated into the handle. It's not removable. So those batteries it's a pro and a con. So for consumers, it's a pro because you just plug in the charger, charge it up. This thing has a long run time. I've used it quite a bit and it has not dropped in power. But if you're someone who's doing this as a professional use, I mean, you're gonna want the batteries that are replaceable, where you could just pop them out just like a drill or a flashlight. You pop them out, put new ones in, and then you could still continue to use this. But at the price point that this comes in at, I mean, you could buy a few of these and have them on charge while you're using the other one. But this lasts a long time, so I don't see the purpose on buying a professional grade tool. Okay, so the build quality. The reason why I purchased this was because it's really robust. The build quality is amazing, okay? Especially for the price that I paid. I mean, I'm surprised you could even make something like this for that price. The build quality is heavy duty. This is like all metal, aluminum. This is plastic, but the motor inside, I could feel the motor weight and it feels substantially heavy. Also, this battery pack is this full handle, so that adds weight to it as well. You have a metal ring up front here, okay? And the indexing piece right here is plastic where these are integrated into. Longevity wise, I mean, if that breaks for 40 bucks, I mean, just buy another one, right? But I foresee this lasting quite a bit longer than you would expect. Another thing is, a lot of people say when they purchase a cheap massage gun, what ends up happening is it bogs down, and we'll look at that in a little bit, okay? So you got a real nice rubber grip here to really hold it while you're kneading into your muscle. You have some ventilation here and a sleek design, okay? A lot of them are either overly large or they just look wimpy and they look like they're gonna break. Okay, so as you can see, it's at 60% battery, and the other numbers are 00 because that is the speed you're on. So it was at 60% when I got it. I haven't charged it since, okay? You got 6 settings, so you just push the plus, make sure it's powered on, push the plus, and as you can see, it starts vibrating. Push the plus again. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's the movement you get, the oscillation. I'll show you that with a tip attached to it, and I'll put it up to my mic so you can kind of hear it. So it's very quiet and it doesn't vibrate the hell out of your hand. A lot of cheap ones, what ends up happening is they rattle a lot and it sounds like the motor's loose, but not with this one. Okay, I'll attach one of the tips. As you can see, I pushed it on like so, and you just give it a nice solid push. So that's what it should look like when it's on, and we'll go through the power stages. So you turn it on with the power button. This is 1. So it vibrates a lot more in motion 1 because it doesn't have a short inertia. I noticed, like, if you're trying to knead your muscle on setting 1, this hurts a lot more than if you turn it up all the way. Because when you turn it up all the way, it's such small increments that touch your skin that on the rebound, it actually is already going forward before you're able to dig it into your skin. So I prefer running it on the highest setting, but that's setting 1 for you. That's setting 2. As you can see, it's less vibration. Setting 3. It kind of equals out. So setting 1's doing this, setting 2, it's kind of bringing it back so it's not as much vibration. Setting 4, setting 5, and setting 6. So that's all the way turned up. Okay. Now I'll show you how it kneads out the muscle. Okay, so we'll start with setting 1. So that's setting 1. Setting 2. Setting 3. Setting 4. Setting 5. Setting 6. Now we'll try to bog this down to see if we could bog it down, okay? This is setting 1. And I'm pushing really hard and this thing isn't stopping at all. I'll go up to setting 6 and try to stop it because there's no point in going through all the settings, but so that's setting 6, and this is setting 1. Okay, so there's no way you could bog this thing down. It just keeps going. So the verdict, do I recommend this? Yes. For the $40, $50 range, yes, this is a steal. For that $100 range, this is still worth buying. It's on par with the professional grade tools, so I do recommend that. If you don't have a need for a replaceable battery, then yeah, I mean, there's nothing holding this back besides the track record. I mean, there isn't much or as many reviews on this yet because it's relatively still new, but it definitely runs. I mean, it's a good build quality and everything's there. So I would put this on par with the professional grade stuff, minus the track record and the removable battery. So that's going to complete today's video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.